Well, happened to me, it's going to happen to you. But when it happens to you, there's not much you can do. Now, it's going to be hard to go get a new vehicle today. In 2026, I'm waiting for 2027. I was going to wait. Really, I was going to get something in 2025. But I said, what's 2026? And now I'm forced to get something. And, well, let's go for 2027. But no matter what I do, they've already passed new laws. And these laws are going to take control. You're not going to own your vehicle. The vehicle is going to own you. But I understand why they're doing it, because if you're a criminal, you shouldn't be driving. If the cops are chasing of you, they're going to stop your vehicle. They have control over your vehicle. That vehicle is not yours anymore. You might have paid for it. You might be leasing it. Whatever it is, you don't really own it. It's going to own you. It's going to determine, with the sensors and the AI technology that's incorporated in it, it's going to know whether you're fit to drive. If you're not fit to drive, it's not going to go nowhere. If you're tired, it's going to pull over. It's going to do so many different things. It's going to eavesdrop. It's going to watch you, see what you're saying, and everything else. But they don't want you drinking. You drank a couple of beers, a couple of whatever it is you drank, a hard liquor, and you get behind the wheel. That vehicle is going to pull over to one side, or just won't drive. Or if you're angry, a rage, same thing. It doesn't want you to hurt yourself, and it doesn't want you to hurt others. Because right now, those technologies are not in current cars from the past. The current cars from the past never had this technology. The car might be able to talk to you. Mine had built-in Navi. It was able to talk and tell me, the time, the date, the temperature, if I was in the right location, things like that. But today, we're in 2026, 2027. We get into, and not too far from 2030. The technology is advanced now. Cars can drive pretty much on their own. We had cruise control. That was only brake, pedal, and accelerator. Take your feet off and let your feet rest a little bit. Now that it can control the steering and the brake and the pedal. Go beyond that. But a lot of you are going to be afraid. But now it's going to monitor you and see how you are. Are you fit to drive? And then also, the insurance company is going to get involved in it, because they always want you to take a crash course or something to make sure you know how to drive, even though you got your license for a long time. Because if you're not driving properly, you're driving reckless. You're not following the rules. You're not following the speed limits. You're driving excessively fast, or you're not driving crazy. You're driving in and out, or between cars, trying to be cool and drag racing down the street, or drag racing on the highway. Your insurance rate's going to go up, because it's going to be monitoring your insurance rates. You're going to go up, 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 up. If you got an accident and it was your fault, they know it right away. There's no hiding it. Also, you who doing like Uber Eats and DoorDash and those third-party jobs where you never told your insurance company that you're doing, they're going to know you're doing it, because they'll see the pattern. They might be watching inside the vehicle too, see that you're doing all these different things. So you won't have much control of your vehicle. The vehicle will be watching you. You're a criminal again. You can't drive the car, like I said. And if you're driving on a highway and your police is chasing after you, it's gonna stop. Older vehicles, they can stop it by throwing something out in the street and forcing your vehicles to stop, or using certain kind of things to grab a hook, because a lot of vehicles have hooks on them. They can hook from there and stop you that way. A lot of people figure, well, I'm going to keep my old clunker. Yeah, but you can't get parts. My car is old. You can't get parts for it. I'm not going to be able to get parts, especially if it's foreign. Maybe domestic, you could. But, you're going to have problems. It's tough out there. But This is the way these cars are going to be monitoring you, seeing your reaction, see if you're driving right, see you're performing right, and everything's working that way. And this is the way they're doing it. And then the AIs be more incorporated into the vehicle. So the AI say, I'll call you by your name. AI can drive you home. Why do you have to drive? So maybe this stuff is good. We can have AI say, hey, AI, take me home. I'll take you home. You can just sleep, and it'll do the driving for you. That's not bad. But the services that they passed, they will help you at the airport too. You don't have the wrong person get on that plane. The person's acting erratic. They can monitor the heart, monitor the stress levels. That person can't get on the plane because you don't want the right person on the plane to start trouble. None of that, all that stuff will come to an end. They'll watch more. They're trying to use technology to watch more to protect you. And now they're doing that in your vehicle to protect you or people who don't think when they're driving. Cut back on the accidents. I had a hit and run last July, 2025. Yeah. I did everything right. Light stopped at the light. I had the green light. I went. Midway in the middle of the road, guy come out of nowhere from the left lane. Well, at the time I didn't know where he came from. Yeah, came out of nowhere. Hit the vehicle hard. It kept on hitting it, kept on hitting it, kept on hitting. I ended up spinning around out of control. And he did that with a brand new car, 2025 at the time. Yeah. Yeah. But like I said, what happened to mine? Totaled. Gone. But it protected me. I didn't flip over or anything. But can't be fixed. The whole front end is gone. All pushed in. I wouldn't want to drive that. All the airbags deployed, that's gone. The back end is not going to survive. But and then they catch on fire. It's tough. So a lot of you keep the old vehicles. Yeah, I kept it mine. I kept my vehicle. I had it for a long time. I had it for about 15, almost 15 years. Mint condition. I took care of it. But I can see where they're going with all of this. So all new vehicles will have more sensory. By the time you get to 2030, boy, that fuel company watching you. So better do what you're supposed to do. Jump in the vehicle and you go to the store. While you're on your way, it'll detect, hey, you bought that? Would you like to get this? We have this on sale, 10% off. Would you like to get this? Did you want me to add it to your cart? You really don't have to go to the store anymore because they could bring it to your house. But AI will be asking, hey, do you want the same groceries you got, or do you need anything else? Well, AI can check your inventory because in some of these warehouses, clubs, they have a robot checking for inventory. They can do the same thing in your house. Your AI can scan your refrigerator, and your refrigerator is smart. So you have everything smart, everything AI controlled. And you say, I don't want all that stuff. But that's where they're going. You're going to live in a society where it's more controlled. Because if they don't do that, then it won't be controlled. You know what we went through already. So they're trying to stop that. And a lot of you want that too. You want the place to be more controlled. But you don't want your private vehicle controlled. So you're 1980, maybe 1990, maybe you're 2002, maybe you're 2010, you're 2015, 2020, what is it, 2020, 2015, 2021, 22, 23, 20, up to the 26, 25 last year, everything's going to be changed. More freedom in the vehicle anymore. It's going to be controlled. Monitoring everything you do. You can't get away from it. That's the rules. They already passed the law. They passed the rules. They decided they want to cut back on all this, and this is and this would help everybody. Insurance companies are happy. They sell you insurance, but they know your driving record. Not the record that they have by your license. They'll know everything about you. And you won't have no privacy. But you get better insurance rates because if you drive properly, they'll reduce your driving. If you never get into an accident, they'll know that. That accident wasn't mine. That was the other person. The other person got arrested. The other person got all that. It's very strict here. hit and run, very strict. You can't just hit somebody and run away. They got cameras, they got all kind of, I had like 8 witnesses. But now you're going to have AI controlling all that. If that were to happen again. But I see the process, though. The process that we have in place for all that stuff, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. It's terrible. Insurance companies should say, here, we'll give you this for your medical and your expenses from that. Because you already paid into the system. You'd think you'd get something from that. Now, I have to look for a new vehicle. I had an SUV. Well, and it's like a multi-purpose SUV because you can turn it into a bedroom. Well, I say a full-size bed. Yeah. It was comfortable. And then I just drive. I'm driving all over. I drive all over the United States. I don't do it anymore. I drove from here all the way up to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's a heck of a drive. Along the way, I had dead battery. I had to get charged, but I carried a lot of mangoes and fruits with me, and I bought it with people. I said, hey, can I get a boost from your vehicle? I already had the stuff already to boost with. I just needed a boost. And I got my way, you know. I had no problems after that. When I got to Illinois, it was late at night. I was trying to look for that certain kind of road to get to Wisconsin. It was a shortcut. Never been to Illinois before. It was the first time. It was pretty rough. But, hey, made it. Got to where I need to go. Up there's a little different. Never been to Wisconsin before. It was a different kind of a trip for me. Now, the reason why I was on that trip because I was on vacation. And, you know, I drove through Tennessee, up in the mountains. I drove all the way into Kentucky, you know, Indianapolis. I ran into a friend, hang out, hey, I can get there when I can get there, you know. But I got there, and it all worked out, you know. On the way back, I went through Chicago again. This time I went through Ohio. I'm out to Pennsylvania, and I stayed at a friend's house. And then the hurricane came, and I had to work up there. I work up in Virginia. Yeah. Because the company I work for, it's easy to get to work. I have my ID. I can work up. And when I swipe my card in, they know who I was. And it worked. My warehouse down here said, hey, you okay? I said, I can't get back into the warehouse. So I said, I might as well keep working, right? I work up there. I could do that. Today, I don't think it would work. When I got back, I had a standing ovation because I didn't sit on my blank. I actually got up and worked. Now, that vehicle is gone now. That vehicle did a lot of driving. The drive on the Ohio Turnpike, was $20 exits. In Pennsylvania, $220, like that. It was pretty expensive. I figure I spent about $1,000 in driving expenses. That's gasoline and all that. But now, look at where we have today. Our fuel prices are still high. And they said, oh, don't worry. This war will not cause that. But it's causing it. Because they who control the fuel raise the prices. Oh, heck. No matter if you have a stockpile here already, they jack the price up. Why? Greed? Are they allowed to do that? Isn't it regulated? But we didn't want regulation. So they can jack the prices up. Then everybody's running down to hybrids, plug-in hybrids, EVs. You know? Yeah. Well, you really don't want a horse and buggy. not here where I am. You don't want that, or something that runs on steam. Well, but still, the thing is this: hybrids still have a gas engine. I always said hybrid has like 2 AA batteries in the back, but it's a small battery. That was designed on smaller vehicles, okay, and those smaller vehicles, maybe got 50 in the city, maybe 45 in the highway. Because more for city driving. Stop and go driving, that's what it was for. And then eventually they went with plug-in hybrids, right? Similar to an EV. But had a bigger battery. You have the little AA battery in the back. You have a larger battery, right? But you can only go between 38 to 45. Some of them might go on 50. But if you had a larger, a medium SUV or a small SUV is a small utility vehicle. Okay, and then MUV is a medium-sized utility vehicles, and LUV is a larger utility vehicle, which is basically the same size as a large pickup truck. Okay, because that's what they're based on. They're based on pickup trucks. Cut off the back end, cut off the back end, and make a pickup truck, and then have another one that just add the seats and everything, and then you have a little small area. But my SUV, I could just take out the back seats and use it as a cargo van, minivan. It was very versatile. The seats flip back. You can turn the whole thing into a bed. You can make a little place to eat. You get a little camper, RV. You could have done a lot, but that's all gone now. So I am looking for a vehicle. I really don't want the hybrid with a little tiny AA battery, and then I want the plug-in hybrid. It's too much money. You're looking at 50, 60,000 for those things, because you have the gas engine. You have the little extra four AA battery. That's what I consider it. That's like the length of it. Like a AA would be 2 little batteries, and 4 AA batteries. You have the 4-packs that's a little bigger, because a full EV would have larger battery pack, 8 batteries, or something similar to that. But it's more battery packs, and then they got the new GM has a new technology in the Chevy Bolt. I'm going really subcompact there. Do I want to be crunched up in a wheel and drive a small car like that? I don't know. But then that's the cheapest thing you can buy. You're looking at what, between 25, 28, and then we get the RS with a little extra buzzing, because drive itself, you can keep your hands off the wheel. I mean, you have to have your hand there, because if it made a mistake, you have to grab the wheel. But they're making it more intelligent now, so it should be able to handle itself, right? If they use AI, which is using Google Assistant, it's kind of weird. There's no more Google Assistant. It's all Gemini now. It's kind of weird. I don't know. And that's a 2027 model. It should say Gemini in it, because there's no more Google Assistant. They got rid of it. So that's kind of weird with that. But anyway, what I'm saying is this is where they're going, and this is where I have to decide: should I get an EV? I don't want no gas, and I don't want no hybrid with the AA battery, or the plug-in hybrid with the AAA, the triple, or 4 AA battery. Because the plug-in hybrid is more expensive. The range, it's more for driving in the area. But if you're going to go long distance, some of them might go 600 miles. That's what the batteries will allow you to do. The hybrid, it'd be a little less, like that. And people complain, yeah, this is supposed to get 30, I'm getting 20. Well, at least you're getting 20, because a regular gas engine, you're not going to get that kind of mileage, that. And then they have to stop and go. They control the engine, so the engine would shut off and then start off again. And they find out by doing that it can cause some problems. So, what do you need? All battery, EV. EV will allow you to charge it. New one now can charge it up to 100% in 25 minutes. That's what they say. They might change it again. But yeah, but you got these vehicles, special tires. They're not racing cars. They're designed. They have more horsepower. My Element only had 160 and a 2.4 liter, right? Front wheel drive. This one, front wheel drive, 210 horsepower, but it's running on electric motors. There's no gasoline, none of that nonsense. You have to worry about oil and all that. Everything is the fluid. The fluid you would have to worry about, but it should be self-contained, and that's it. And then you have to charge it. Still have to get tires and brake pads, because those are there. Unless they came out with the silicone tires, and then you wouldn't have to worry about the rubber, because the rubber tire will fade. And they're using Michelin's, and they're specially designed for the Bolt, so it'll run smoother. And 17-inch wheels, so they can be pretty prissy, And hopefully you're a member of one of these memberships like Costco and BJ's, whoever carries in Sam's Club too. Another one. Yeah. I used to have all of them, but right now I only have the one. But You get gas cheaper there. The thing is this: the government made up its mind. They want the the vehicle to be more controlled, less accidents, crimes, cut down on crime. Nobody can, like they said in Minnesota. They said today they were taking a drill and cutting a hole and draining the gas tanks and trucks because the truck is off the ground, so they can go in their car. It'd be harder. Yeah, but that's what's going on there because gas is so expensive. Isn't it a shame that all that's coming to like that, and they have this other thing, this virus going around now. Gee, there's a lot of things are going on again. There's so much things you have to worry about. The war, fuel, food, everything's gone up again. It's so expensive. And you don't want to go to the grocery store because you got this virus going around. Let them come to your house. Or you could go to the grocery store and they'll bring the food to your vehicle and pack your vehicle for you. Like that. Yeah. That's what we do here. I just find it fascinating. But well, I mean, we can go. I miss going into the store and picking up the food, but you can't even go into the aisles. They have so many people working there collecting the food. They should have a distributor center, distribution, distributor center. There's a distribute the food. Automatic. They can have AIs pull the food and everything you want. There should be no broken eggs. There should not be anything broken. If they have substitute, they should send you one. Hey, we don't have this. What you want? Would you want to take this or just to stick whatever they want in the bag? It's like that. That's crazy. You don't want it. Hey, where's my ice cream? Where's my cake? Where's my hot dogs? They're not in there. Where's my pizza? Where is it? Oh, we don't have that. We're out. We're sold out. Because they have grocery shopping mixed with people taking stuff off the shelves and for people to send to their homes. So they don't have their own system in place where it can be done that way and make it much more productive that way. Why are you mixing regular grocery stores with this system they have? I don't want to mention the name who's doing that, but that's really bad because there's no room down the aisle. They have this big, gigantic cart covering all these people's food and then pushing in. You can't even grab the cooking oil. You could grab it and to push you, and the oil slaps out of your hand and hits the floor. Who's responsible? You? No, because you were just trying to get it. The person that works there with the big cart, they're all going to say they're sorry. It's terrible. So I was told I was looking for poppy seeds to put in your smoothie. She tells me, the manager, oh, why don't you stay home and order it? You'd have a better chance of finding it that way. Wait a minute, I should be able to come into the store here and find the poppy seeds on the shelf. Why do I have to order it, wait for it to come? And I'm right here now. Can you help me? She said, no, I'm busy, because she's fulfilling an order for a customer who ordered online. They go first. Yeah. So, cars are going to control. Stores are going to be more efficient. They're going to have AI running the whole place. You're not going to see no. They've already started with the cashiers, the cashless cashier. I got 2 people in one large department store, and everything is all automated. So like that, and they're tracking you. You're going on the side. They're tracking. Bigger cities are doing it better. They're tracking you. They have a database, and they know. And if you're a criminal, the police come out. Or the police may be replaced by drones or AIs. As we get closer to 2030, 2050, a lot of us won't be around. If we are, 2020, 2100, yeah. We're getting closer to those years. This is what they decided to do. So you have the AI running everything. AI is in your car, knowing if you're ready to fall asleep, knowing if you're unable to drive because you're angry, you're frustrated, if you're too intoxicated, they'll stop the vehicle or they don't let you in the vehicle. Insurance companies get information that you've been intoxicated trying to drive, your rates go up. Everything is all controlled now. They know everything. Yeah. And your old vehicle, that 1980, 1985, you could fix it, make it nice, keep it mint condition. But when you really need parts for it, it's going to be very hard because they don't want to create parts. They want you to replace the vehicle. They don't, and the vehicles are so high. Yeah, they got small vehicles again. A lot of you don't want small vehicles. You want a large vehicle, but gasoline's high. You want to cost you $500 to fill up the tank? Hybrid? Smaller tank. Batteries have to be replaced after a certain while. They don't last forever. Now, we have options. We have NGV, natural gas vehicle. We're not allowed to have that. PGV, but propane, propane vehicle. We're not allowed to. Fuel cell. The technology started. I don't know where they went with that. Hydrogen fuel. They're worried about it, and now what are we worried about now? New EV batteries from GM is supposed to be more efficient and last longer and better way. But the vehicle can only go 200 something. So you have to worry about every 200 something. You have to get a recharge. But any EV is going to do that. They also trying nuclear power vehicle, which that means you wouldn't have to replace anything because nuclear power fleets, they keep going and they keep going. Your car would keep going. You won't have to worry about range. You gotta have 1,000, just keep 2,000 range. You keep going and driving, but they're not gonna allow it. They're gonna say, well, they're gonna complain. Yeah. Well, hey, thanks for watching. If this has helped you find inspiration or has helped you with insight, and when you worry about why things are happening and things like that, this is what this is for. Hey, hit that subscribe button today. Thanks a lot. You take care. We're out of here.